Have you invested time and resources into building an email list only to find that those leads don't convert into sales? Or are you struggling to even get signups for your list despite offering what you think is hugely valuable content? Or have you already got a list and you're seeing little to no engagement, no replies, low open rates? If so, the Lead Magnet Blueprint is for you. This is a private podcast from me, Alastair McDermott. I have podcasts, books, tools, and resources that help people like you, experts in their field, to become known as the recognized authority in your field. Because I truly, truly believe that building a personal brand, building authority is the thing that is going to set us apart as experts in our field. So as consultants, as professional service providers of some kind or another, if you're providing expert services to your clients, you need to build a base of trust. And that comes from building authority, building a personal brand, and being recognized. And that comes from creating content. But the really frustrating thing about creating content is that content marketing is slow. Blogging, podcasting, building a YouTube channel, creating posts for LinkedIn, it's all consistent, slow audience building. And it works. It helps you to build an audience and generate leads over time. But that is a slow process. And so what I want to help you do with this podcast is to get a quick win. Because there is a way to create content that will get you a quick win, that will generate sales and leads from a single piece of content. And that's what this is all about. So this is the Lead Magnet Blueprint. It's a step-by-step guide to driving high-ticket sales with quick win content. And that's what we're going to be talking about in the whole rest of this podcast, is helping you to get to that result. So we're going to be talking about lead magnets, and I'm not crazy about that term. It's the industry standard term for content that encourages people to sign up for your email list. And in this podcast, I'm going to talk about ways that you don't even need to have an email list. In fact, it can be more effective not to use it with email. So we'll talk about that a little bit later in the podcast. But we are talking about creating lead magnets. And there's a huge amount of advice around creating lead magnets out there already. And the issue is there's a lot of advice out there that does not apply to you. This advice is correct for the people who it's targeted at, but it's not targeted and focused at you, at expert services in a professional service environment where you're providing transformative services that are highly risky, usually expensive, usually transformative. A lot of the advice that's out there is focused on B2C, on business to consumer type companies who are selling commodity goods and services to consumers. And the advice that they're giving is going to be all wrong for you if you're a B2B professional service, because what you're doing is you're selling something that's invisible and intangible, and there's usually a lot of risk around it. So these types of services are known as a credence good. And a credence good is mostly sold through trust. And so what we need to do is build trust. That's the big issue, is the wrong advice is not going to work for you. And so I see 4 fundamental mistakes that people make when they're trying to create lead magnets. And I'm going to talk you through what those are. I'm going to talk you through the 4 mistakes, a solution for each of those mistakes, and then I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide to actually creating an effective lead magnet that will work for you in the environment where you're selling an expert service to other businesses. So stay tuned, and thanks for listening.